Hi, so today I thought we'd do a review of an electric chainsaw, but this time a rechargeable electric chainsaw, to see if they're any good, how long the battery lasts, how effective they are. This is one made by Toro. It's a 14-inch chainsaw. Battery goes in there, and I've used this for quite a lot of chopping actually on some trees that fell down recently, which we'll see in a minute. So this is the lithium-ion battery that goes with it, 180 watt hours. This is the charger, fairly easy to plug in and charge. Sort of handle for pulling up out of place, and that just slots in to the chainsaw like so. There's this little clip for releasing it. It's quite a nice system having rechargeable interchangeable batteries, because you can take the same battery and put it in the strimmer. This is a Toro Strimmer that I've got. Put some of the model number details in the video description. It's pretty good, this strimmer actually. Used it quite a lot. Lasts for I think it was about 40 minutes or an hour or so, doing lots of trimming. And similarly, here's the Hedge Trimmer, 24-inch one. Same compatible battery, just fits underneath like so, and pretty nice unit actually, quite powerful. Done a lot of hedge trimming with that one. So let's get on to reviewing the chainsaw. So there's a couple of nice things about this particular model. So first to mention is very easy to slacken off and adjust the chainsaw tension. So this just slackens it, and this tightens up the blade, and then just re-tighten the nut after. It's dead easy, quickest solution I think I've seen on a chainsaw. Let's just adjust that back to what it should be. It's about right, just a little bit of play in the chainsaw. Locked. The other nice thing is it's got a very clear oil indicator down the side here. Hopefully you can see, there we go, the oil level there, very clear. And inside where you fill up the oil, it's actually got a little filter basket. And one of the problems on other chainsaws that I've found is you can get tiny bits of wood getting into the oil, and because the oil pump itself is a very fine, delicate mechanism, in the past on other machines I've found they'll jam up the oil pump, stop it working. So it's nice to see attention to detail with that filter in there. It's the same size blade, 14-inch, as other petrol or mains electric chainsaws that I've had. Reasonably powerful, not too different in the torque and the power delivery compared to the other ones. I have found petrol chainsaws of this sort of size can often bog down in the wood and stop, whereas in general electric chainsaws have a lot more torque. Two more nice things about this one is that the safety stop, this handle here, when your hand pushes against it, cuts out the motor. It's instant, driven by, or rather controlling the electrics to the motor. It doesn't seem to have like a separate brake, but it does stop very quickly. And it does stop quickly because the speed of the chainsaw is a lot less than a petrol one or mains electric ones. But nonetheless, it cuts as well as those other types of chainsaw, and means it generates a lot less noise. The last good thing about this one is it has a nice soft start to it, which we'll see in a minute. So I've already done quite a bit of chopping with this chainsaw. We had some heavy winds, some branches came down the last few days, and all of this lot, difficult to take it all in here really, but most of it was done on one charge of battery. In total I've used 2 charges of the big size battery. I did use also the standard size or smaller size battery, not really suitable for use with the chainsaw, because the chainsaw puts a much bigger load on than the other appliances. But it's done quite a lot in 2.5. And now we'll see how much it'll do again, because we've got another tree down right over there, see in the distance, which we'll come to in a minute. And so I'll set the camera on the tripod and show you how much of the tree you can cut down, how long the battery lasts. I'm sure I'll do all of that tree and more besides, but let's get on with it. So the good thing with this is you don't need headphones to use with the chainsaw because it's relatively quiet. So I'll just do a few cuts just to show how easily it goes through. So just a few seconds for that sort of size of wood. So you'll notice if I put a lot of force on the blade, it will stop in the wood eventually. I think it electronically cuts out, but it's not really necessary to put much force on it, and if you just rest the blade on it, it's more than powerful enough to cut through logs of this sort of size. As you can see. So for quick bits of chopping around the garden, I'd well recommend it. Saves topping up with petrol, saves getting extension cables and wires out if you've got a mains electric one. Providing you're not going to be chainsawing all day, then it's a good buy. The other advantage with this slow speed of blade is you don't get all the bouncing around on twigs. So for instance, if I was going to cut twigs of this sort of size on a normal petrol or mains powered electric chainsaw, because the blade is going so fast, these twigs will be bouncing around all over the place, and quite often they can, due to the bouncing around, I found they tend to like knock the chain off the guide. But you can see now there's very little bouncing around, which makes it a lot easier to cut twigs. As you can see. So let's stick it on the tripod and get a wide angle view. So you can see I've chopped that tree down, and battery indicator still showing 3 bars of the battery. So we'll start on that other branch. See behind me there, do it on time lapse. And that's about what you can do on one charge of the battery, as we're showing 1 star on the battery. Still just about works for a few more cuts, but it's starting to cut out. So that's pretty good. The light's starting to fail anyhow, and tree trunks too high up. So that's it. That's the Toro electric chainsaw brushless motor. Pretty efficient. It's, as I say, 40 volt battery, 180 watts, hours, 14-inch blade. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your chainsawing. Bye.